Hello everyone, this is author, motivational speaker, and dating coach Matthew C. Horne, and I'll bring you a video tonight titled, Never Allow Her to Walk Away Slowly. It's brought to you by my books, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life, in addition to How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women. They're both available on my website, www.matthewchorne.com. Get your copies. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and to continue to push me with the algorithm so I can continue to bring you these elevated messages. But today's message, it is inspired by the video that I made yesterday, and some of the things I was talking about were the signs and symptoms that a woman is disconnecting from you. And I noticed in the comments section that the men were really gravitating towards that end portion of how, I was able to show men how to identify when a woman's interest is waning and disappearing, right? So I wanted to just focus on that because the way that I described how women's interest wanes at the end, not in the beginning when she's not interested. The greatest advantage of being the sexually attractive man. That's what the video was titled. And one of the advantages was that you could immediately see when a woman is about to waste your time. And this video isn't about that, but I'm just giving the full scope of what I talked about yesterday. And on the latter end of yesterday's video, I talked about how you connected with the woman, she offered herself to you, and you all began to go down a path, maybe something consistent, maybe towards a relationship, and then she pulled away. And that was an advantage of being the sexually attractive man, is that you notice imbalances in interest and energy. And a lot of men, I could see that they were in relationships that ended, and they really resonated with what I said about the end in terms of how women act when their interest is pulling away from you towards the end. So I wanted to focus on that. Never allow her to walk away slowly. Because once a woman concludes in her mind that her life is better without you and she can do better than you, and there's a better experience for her out there, okay? That's when you're going to notice the energy shift right there. That is the reality behind the energy shift. She thinks there's something better out there. Her perception of you has went from admiring you and revering you, anticipating your presence, to she is moving into a space of merely tolerating you before she discards you, okay? And there's no in between. If you've been with a woman, she's revering and respecting you, and once the energy shifts, she's already out of the door. She's just biding her time. She's just walking away slowly. She's trying to figure out the level of interest that she has in you when it was glaringly apparent once upon a time. And by the time she's trying to figure out her level of interest in you, it's over. She just hasn't let you know. But you have to be intuitive enough and desire yourself enough to understand when it's over, so that she is not able to operate in the capacity of walking away slowly. Because you don't want to do that. You don't want to have a woman walk away from you slowly, because you're going to pay a penalty. See, when women walk away from you slowly, what they do is they take things on the way out of the door, because your value is not high to her anymore. You are another discardable man that's there for her entertainment and there for her advancement, okay? So her perception of you has changed. That's why her energy towards you has changed. And that's why you want to immediately understand and accept when the energy changes and you have to get out, because you're going to pay a penalty. You're going to spend unnecessary time with her and disrespect yourself, because there's going to be an imbalance of interest. And secondly, it's going to require something monetary as well, because the only reason that women aren't hitting men up for money in dates and things like that, and letting the man do the things that he wants to do for her on his own, when he comes to his own conclusions in his own time, that's a woman who reveres and respects a man. She lets the man do things in his own time. But once that woman loses that reverence and respect for you, and she's losing that desire and attraction to you, then she's going to begin to ask you for things. She's going to say, oh, didn't I tell you we were going out today? Like, she'll just start making stuff up. She'll start, oh, I'm out and I don't know who else to call, but I need a little bit of money. Can you send me some cash out? Shit that she would never fix her mouth to say, because she knows it's low energy, low vibrational behavior, and she's not going to exhibit that and introduce that into the life of the man that she's really interested in, that she respects. So she's going to begin to do disrespectful things on the way out, and it's going to cost you time and money if you decide to stay. And you're going to have to do this even when you're in love with a woman. Yes, you're going to have to do this even when you're in love with a woman. Because just because a woman loves you, just because a woman gave you a level of treatment and it was consistent over time, that created a safe space because you love yourself. It was a safe space for you to insert yourself into the equation more and develop an emotional connection, and eventually develop love. A self-respecting, sexually attractive man, his love develops in a safe space of consistency where the woman is revering him and giving him everything that he's given to her. His love develops in a balanced space. But just because your love developed in a balanced space and she actually act like she has some sense and pull her shit together to be with you in a balanced way, that doesn't mean it's going to remain that way. It doesn't mean it's going to remain that way. Like, see, you're going to have some women who are in love with you, and maybe it's some accountability that they have to undertake to be with you. It's something that can happen that can turn them off, man, even if they're in love with you, because nothing's a guarantee. And you can't be in love with the ghost of how things started. You have to be in love with the reality of how things are. And so things can start off one way, and you can be blindsided, or you can start to have difficulties and see things begin to compound, and you're the one looking for solutions, even if stuff is being done to you. You're trying to work with her through some things and show her what it takes to be with you, not go to her side and accept her shit. You're helping her to get over her shit. And while you're helping her, she gets even more disrespectful. While you're introducing your concerns, she gets more disrespectful. And sometimes you can be deeply in love with the woman, and then the compatibility reveals itself after the love develops. And that compatibility will show you whether how she sees you and the measures that she values you in terms of, is she going to at least acknowledge what you said and entertain it and see if she can make some changes. Reference my video, she would have changed for the man that she desired. And you're going to find yourself at that precipice and that crossroads. That crossroads looks like you're trying to have a rational conversation with the woman when some difficulty has entered the equation, something that you can possibly work through. So you're introducing, your vantage point of how things could be better, how things could be rectified, because you're looking for solutions because you love the woman. And in her mind, she's already looking at you as a second choice, not worth fighting for. There's something better out there. She's having a completely different conversation about you than you're having about her internally. And so you'll confront disrespect, and then she'll get even more disrespectful when you confront her about the disrespect to rectify the disrespectful situation. That's when you know you're going to have one of those oh hell no moments. Those happen when you're in love and the woman pulls herself back. You have an oh hell no moment. And the oh hell no moment is the moment that she does something so nasty, vile, and disrespectful that you immediately have to pull yourself out of it. Because the oh hell no is, how the hell could someone love me and do something like this? Because you know in your heart you would never do anything like that to them. That's the oh hell no moment. But that's when she's already walking away. And that's the most difficult place to walk away from a woman. We're not robots. Men, they emotionally connect to women. But you have to love yourself enough to walk away at the height of your love when she introduces that imbalance, because she's showing you that the conversation that she's having pertaining to you is different from the conversation that you're having pertaining to her internally. She's questioning you. She's questioning if there's something better out there. She's entertaining the Memorex version of you. She's thinking that she can recreate it, and I'll revisit that at the end of the video. She's found someone, or she's being entertained by men that she's comparing against you, and she's comparing those guys and concluding that they're better than you. When she gets nasty and she gets vile, she is on her way to not giving a fuck about you, or she's already concluded that she doesn't give a fuck about you. And she has to battle herself with her emotions, because she has these moments of ego, because these new men are in her life. But then when you step away, then that's when she has to face how she really feels about you. And she understands that she likely will never connect to these new men like she connected to you. But I'll get to that in the end of the video. So you have an oh hell no moment, and you do not allow her to walk away slowly because she's already walking away. You pull yourself out in the depths of love, and you're going to be tempted. You know, when you're in love with a woman and you have to pull yourself out, see that those voices start talking to you. Those voices start talking to you. Oh, you know, look how deep you all were connected, and you know, maybe you did something wrong, or maybe you all could have just had a conversation. Like, all of those maybes enter the equation to prolong the inevitable. And that's why you have to pull yourself out, and you have to, you have to have the right messages around you, the right men around you, the right people around you to point out the realities of the inequities of your interaction with this woman, meaning it wasn't equal, it was inequitable. Her interest faded, and you have to stare at that. When she begins to do things to you that you would never do to her, and you're sticking in there trying to fix the situation, she's clearly walking away, and she's doing it slowly. But you cannot allow the woman to walk away slowly, because once again, it's going to cost you time and it's going to cost you money. And then it also may cost you your sanity, because you see those men who everybody can see that their woman treats them like shit. We've all seen those men. We might have all been those men. And his friends, her friends, whoever, or men in this case, his friends will say, man, you need to get your ass out of this, man. Man, I know it's hard to see, but man, she doesn't give a fuck about you. Your family's telling you the same thing. The people that love you, everyone who loves you is on one accord, speaking at the same pitch, telling you the exact same thing. And that man is just like, oh, I love her, but I love her. You don't want to be that man. And if you stay past the expiration date of her walking away slowly, your emotions are going to continue to connect with her deeper. And you're going to set a precedent that she can treat you any kind of way. Because once her interest wanes, women don't give a fuck about men they're not interested in. Those men are there for their amusement and for their advancement in life. And when she begins to ask you for little things and require things from you, once her tune changes from you were enough once upon a time, and now you have to begin to do things to get in my space, she's walking away slowly. And if you stay with her, your emotions are going to continue to connect with her while hers are disconnecting. So that's the difference between disappointment and devastation. Disappointment is I'm going to get out. Devastation is I stayed too long, I fell deeper in love, and now I have to pull myself back together because I was so deep in this thing. When you had all of the signs that she was walking away. See, your escape from being devastated is just not allowing her to walk away slowly. That's it. You just don't let her walk away slowly. Once you see the imbalance is there, you get the fuck out. That's it. And I can just give you a scenario, because this video really is about, and I thank you all for commenting in the comment section, but this video is really about the latter end of what I talked about yesterday, how you're in a situation or relationship and how things change. And through the course of things changing, I just wanted to, give you a specific example that aligned with some of the things that you all were highlighting in the comments. And I remember this was some years ago, not too long ago, but some years ago. And there was a woman I met, and we hit it off. And she actually began to grow on me. Like, I was becoming more and more attracted to her. I was dealing with her. I wasn't really moving around like that. Like, I was just dealing with her, even though we had just met. We didn't have anything official, and we connected. It wasn't like this deep love and all that kind of shit. But we had connected, and she would send me her schedule at the beginning of the week. She was always seeing when I was available. We had good communication, and we wanted to see each other, and everything was balanced. The desire was mutual, and it was balanced. And then as things went on, it was just one time where she said she had a bunch of stuff she had to do that week, and she was like, well, I can't see you this week. And me, I wasn't one to try to convince her. I'm just like, all right, we'll see each other, whatever the fuck, you got shit to do. So we came back together that week, and I remember I fixed her dinner, and I just noticed like a distance. And then, when it came time for us to, you know, be intimate as we normally were. That's why I came up with the phrase, she's sitting at the edge of the bed. You know, that's where she was. And we still were intimate, but I could just tell that the energy was drastically different. So I did have a conversation with her about that. And she came up with the excuse of, when you fix me dinner and you serve me, she's like, not even my father's ever done that for me, and how that disturbed her. But if you're a woman's first choice and you do something that has never been done to her, she's not going to allow that to get her in a state of downness or depression. It's not going to trigger anything. It's going to trigger excitement in her that she has a man that's different than what she's used to seeing, even if it's her own father. So I began to see it, and she was making the excuses, and I was just like, I felt it. And from there, the next time we got together, it was the last time we got together, I believe, if I remember correctly. And it was just an extension of that, where she was about to go out of town, you know, for her job, and I was out, and I was like, hey, you know, I'm in DC, you know, let's get together. She's like, I'm packing, and you know, we just kind of worked it out. And she was about to go out of town for a week, and she hit me with the, do we have to have sex every time we see each other? And that was it for me. I just left. And she tried to, you know, kind of keep me from leaving and all that stuff. And I was like, nah, fuck it, I've seen enough. I already know where this is going. And so you have to notice the patterns, right, of women walking away slowly. They all move the same way. The first thing that's going to happen is they're going to withdraw their selves energetically, and they have no control over that. The withdrawal energetically is a byproduct of the diminished conversation they're having internally about you. Their interest is waning. Their definition of you is changing. Their desire for you is becoming more non-existent by the second. So she energetically is changing. And once you confront her about that, then she's going to make up an excuse. My ex did the same thing. Oh, I'm depressed. And, you know, once that energy starts to pull back, that's when it's time to go. Like, don't wait for the explanation. Just get the fuck out of there. You know, once you understand that you desire her in a way that she doesn't desire you, you can't allow her to walk away slowly, because she's selfishly biding her time at this point. She's selfishly doing it. She's trying to reconcile and figure out how she feels about you. But it's fucked up and it's selfish, because she understands the disparity in how she feels about you versus how you're showing up to her. She knows you don't deserve this. But she's selfish at this point because her interest is waning. And when a woman's interest is waning, she doesn't give a fuck about you. And so you have to accept that. And so that's the first way they back away, right there. Energetically. And it's involuntary because it's based on the diminished conversation they're having internally about you. And the second way is the sex dries up immediately. She couldn't look forward. I mean, she looked forward to it every time that she saw you. She was always close to you, grabbing you, wanting to be around you. She was always in that sexual energy field with you, because she was delighted to have such an attractive man that was there checking for her the right way. This guy actually called her back, didn't ghost her. She's excited until she's not. And that's when you have to accept, is when she's not. And the second thing that happens is the sex changes. The energy is different before sex. And right after the energy is different before sex, right behind that is there is no sex. Because she is further withdrawing herself away from you in your face. And you're allowing that shit. But it's good to get out as fast as you possibly can. I'll tell you one thing, and I believe I mentioned it yesterday. If you have to ask yourself the question, is she really into me? The answer is always in the question. Your instincts don't lie. And so don't waste that time. Don't waste those additional financial resources by delaying the inevitable. Once she's walking away, you let her, and you don't allow her to do it slowly. Because if you allow her to do it slowly, that means you have not completely connected to yourself. You have hope for a ghost of what she was, as opposed to the reality of who she's showing you that she is. I've said enough. This has been Matthew C. Horne, author, motivational speaker, and dating coach, bringing you a video just titled, Never Allow Her to Walk Away Slowly. I hope this was good and informational, because the guys in the comments, yesterday really focused on this, and I want to make sure I had something very focused for you all in the subject matter. Okay, it's brought to you by my books, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life, in addition to How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women. They're both available on my website, www.matthewchorne.com. Get your copies. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and to continue to push me with the algorithm so I can continue to bring you these elevated messages. Also, I hear you all in the comments. You want me to make specific videos on particular topics. If you want me to make a particular topic video for you, I want you to make a donation of $150 or more to my PayPal and my Cash App. I do not make videos for free just because you asked me to make a video on something in my comments. I'm very good at this, and you will pay, because I'm going to bring you the heat and I'm going to bring the answers. We all know what it is at this point. I've been doing this shit seriously for a year now. You know I'm good at this, okay? So treat me accordingly. $150 or more, PayPal or Cash App if you want your custom video made. In the note feature on PayPal and Cash App, there's a note feature. After you make your $150 or more donation, then you leave the topic that you want me to make your video on in the note feature on PayPal or Cash App. And then I'll have your video on my channel in 24 hours or less. If your topic is more nuanced and more detailed than just leaving a note on PayPal or Cash App, you still make a donation, you bypass the note, and you email me at matt@matthewchorne.com with your more in-depth and nuanced description of what you want me to make your video on. And then I'll have your video on my channel in 24 hours or less. That's simple. If my message has been of value to you, if your thought process has been elevated as a result of encountering my message, then I want you to make a donation to my PayPal or my Cash App information that's in my video description. I'll never tell you what to donate, just donate according to how you've been impacted. I think that's fair. And I take no donation for granted. Your donations continue to help me to elevate, grow, and move forward. And my wisdom continues to help you to elevate, grow, and move forward as well. So we have a very even exchange, and this keeps me here so I can continue to bring you this game, man. It's really that simple. If you're in need of coaching, if you have different impediments and challenges that you're facing in the dating space, you're tired of bumping your head the same exact way, getting the same exact outcomes that are unfavorable and that are frustrating, I'm your dating coach. Any issue that you need to work through with any woman, I'm your dating coach, okay? I want you to reach out to me at matthewchorne.com. Leave your name, your phone number, and whatever issue that you're facing in the dating space in the body of the email. And leave coaching in the subject matter of the email. I do an assessment, and then I will email you back with the terms of the coaching. Once you accept the terms, we'll set a date and time, and then you will get your answers and your breakthroughs in your 1-hour coaching session with me. Get your breakthroughs, reach out. Also, I'm still looking to fill the slots of the 5 individuals who want to take a year-long coaching journey with me. In this year-long coaching journey that you can take with me, you get a minimum of 3 coaching calls per week. I'm going to do an exact assessment of exactly where you are and where you want to be in the dating space and in life in general. There will be life coaching integrated into this as well. I'll also meet up with you in person at least one time, no matter where you are in the world, because I do coach men globally. And once I trust that you are improving, then that's when we can meet up in person. In addition to that, you just give me 1 year of your life, and it's never going to be the same. I'm going to start you off exactly where you are, create custom curriculum just for you, custom training, and we're going to start from the very first coaching call. You're going to experience drastic differences and improvements. If you're interested in taking a year-long coaching journey with me, I want you to email me at matt@matthewchorne.com. In the subject matter of the email, leave mentorship. In the body of the email, leave your name, your phone number, and wherever you are in life, in the dating space, exactly where you are and where you want to be. And I promise you, 1 year of your life will exceed your expectations, and your life will never be the same. Reach out to me. Lastly, my dating coach community on the school platform is an amazing space where the guys congregate, and we have breakthroughs every week. It's a beautiful space. You get 2 custom videos every week in my dating coach community that are not on YouTube, they're just for the community. I allow members of the community to give me topics to make videos on. So you can get custom videos in there. Also, every Monday at 8 p.m. Standard Time, we do a live Zoom video chat. And I do a monologue about a topic. We talk about that topic. And then after that, I'm your dating coach for the remainder of the hour. Every Zoom that we have is archived in the community. Every custom video that I've created is archived in the community as well. It's an amazing space for growth, and it's for perpetual growth because I show up and I give my best every week in the group. If you're interested in joining my dating coaching community, then go ahead and visit the link for my dating coaching community that is in my video description. My Matthew C. Horne Dating Coaching Community on the school platform. I want you all to sign up and let's continue to grow and elevate together. That's all I have for you tonight. Thank you for spending some time with me. And just please remember, never allow the woman to walk away slowly. Respect and love yourself enough to walk away at the first sign of imbalance. You know when things were right. That's why you can feel when things are wrong. When the energy shifts, you disappear. It's really that simple. Because there's nothing good that comes from staying in an expired situation. She can still be there, and it's still an expired situation. And love yourself enough to differentiate her presence versus her reverence. I'll see you soon.